when you hear targeted individuals, they tend to be the most insightful people that you'll ever hear pretty much anywhere, especially if they're Christians. And that really is something I really have to show you, because a lot of you don't understand this. The people who try to make me look bad were atheists. The people who try to, pretend like I'm crazy are spiritual bottom feeders. Christians get it. I was watching, some black guy. Let me give you his channel right quick. That's one thing I do that not all target individuals do. I give other guys, other TIs, or people who say they're TIs. I don't know for sure. I don't know. Their shout outs. His name is Present Truth 7. Gang stalking / targeted individual / how to survive, what to do and not to do. All right. He was talking about, how, and he gives Revelations 12:12 and 1 Peter 5:8 in the description. And he's talking about how the Bible talks about persecution, and so on and so forth. Just, probably the only thing I disagree with him that I can think of is whether or not to take revenge on your enemies or whether or not to fight with these people. That's a long-standing disagreement I have with Christians, with other Christians who see it. They pretty much, we see the exact same way, except for I believe that once evil starts manifesting itself, you need to stand up for yourself and take it to a whole nother level and resist these people, and resist them in a very definitive, effective way. I see this as a very deep war, and that it's complicated. The issue of self-defense is a very complicated issue, and how far you should go to defend yourself is a complicated issue. Yes, I'd also like to point out this clip I play quite a bit. Listen to how he says persecuted by the SCUM. He highlights SCUM because of all the grievances Shaka Zulu had, this is what he brings up to his father.
Where were you when we nearly died of hunger? Persecuted by the scum of this land.
And you see how the difference? He said, where were you when we nearly died of hunger? Then his voice gets a little bit more bitter, because it's a bitter thing to be persecuted by people, by society. It's bad enough to suffer destitution, poverty, hunger, to be hungry and angry. But to be persecuted, man, it's something else, man. It's like life is a bitch as it is, and you have all these bitch ass motherfuckers giving you a hard time. So, and who are they? They're spiritual bottom feeders. I mean, no matter what atheists say, there's no real Christians who are, doing these things. Not real Christians, but there's real atheists. No matter what they say, they have no excuse for that. They know deep down that if they spread atheism, then morality all but disappears. Atheism does not come with a moral code. It's like, according to their philosophy, there's no God, so do what you want. You want to be nice to people, to be a humanist and, whatever, fine. You don't want to be, fine. There's no higher moral code to follow. That's not part of atheism. Atheism is just, there's no God, therefore there is no divine moral code. There's no consequences for your actions other than what happens to you, because of men, if they catch you, or if they hold you accountable. Okay? And as a result, what do we see? Who are the people trolling me? LGBT people, atheist people. No real Christians are trolling me. No real Christians have trouble believing me, because they know how it is. They know Jesus was persecuted. They know the disciples were persecuted. They know Christians have been persecuted for thousands of years. So when you say, hey, I'm a Christian being persecuted by the scum of this land.
Persecuted by the scum of this land.
They're not like, oh my God, you must be crazy, And they're definitely not opportunistic filth who are like, well, I don't care if he's right or not. I'm going to use this opportunity to persecute him for his political views, for his religious views. You see what I mean? So, atheists can say what they want, but the proof is in the pudding. Show me one real Christian who's trolling me in the comments. Show me one real Christian who's making a video about me, with me in the video, trying to mock me, trying to make me look bad. You just don't see it. Even when I was starting to convert to Islam, even when I was talking about how Christians need to man up and fight back, and I'm mad at them for not doing this, nothing. I mean, it's very obvious here that if everyone is Christian, the world, is a real Christian, crime basically disappears. But if everyone is a real atheist, it's going to get worse, not better. And they want to make it seem like, well, these crazy Christians, these crazy religious fanatics are killing everybody in the name of God, completely twisting the shit out of everything. They don't want to even talk about Stalin. They don't want to talk about Lenin. They don't want to talk about communist dictatorships. They don't want to talk about Mao. They don't want a fair debate on the subject. They just want to hide behind mainstream misconceptions, hide behind the government, persecute good people. Now, I'm not saying that nobody should be an atheist, but I'm definitely saying everybody shouldn't be atheist. Atheism shouldn't be spread like a fucking plague, because that's what it is. It's a plague. If a few people want to be sick, and fucking keep it to themselves, fine. But don't go around spreading your fucking plague and bringing us all down. Keep it to yourself. You want to defy God and stuff each other's shit? You know what? I'm not supposed to stop you. I'm supposed to try to talk reason into you, show you the word. I'm not going to fucking pull your dick out of another man's ass. And I'm not supposed to kill you for it unless you're doing it to a child or something. But don't try to spread it. Come on. This is common sense here. Common fucking sense. Read a fucking book if you don't see that I'm right. Gosh.
Persecuted by the scum of this land.
Let me tell you something else, This country is predominantly Christian. We're letting a small group of scum push us around. It's kind of like the 99% versus the 1%. And we don't have to. There's nothing in the Bible that says we're supposed to let a small group of scum drug, rape, and kill everybody and threaten us constantly and threaten our families. These people are completely afraid. All this control mechanism stuff, they have one group of people in mind. It's Christians, okay? That's the main group of people. They're using Muslims to establish legislature that keeps Christians from rising up in the name of God and taking their country back. That's what all this war on terror is. They know they couldn't do a war on Christian fanaticism because most people in the country are Christians, and it wouldn't really work. They have to get everybody on board with the legislature, with the legislation, and then turn around and use it on Christians. That's why the Kathleen Taylor said it was religious fundamentalism they're going after, not Islamic fundamentalism, because they're waiting until they have all the legislation correctly put so they can start, quote unquote, putting out fires. Fires in the hearts of men. Fires, they built a straw house with a small group of scum, oppressing over 2/3 of the country. And they're afraid that we'll burn it all down and we'll destroy and rebuild and build God's house in America and truly make it one nation under God. And they're totally, totally terrified. All these spiritual bottom feeders, the Satanists especially, first and foremost, the worst criminals, the LGBT people, the feminists, the atheists, the eugenicists / racists, they are afraid that we will unite as the children of God, put our petty, and I do mean petty, fucking differences aside, and address the scum. They are deathly ill when it comes to the thought of that. They become sick. They're like, oh my goodness, what if they do it? So when they see someone such as myself talking the way that I do, and I'm the top martial artist, and I'm trying so hard to unite people before it's too late, before they have all the legislation that allows them to completely just squash rebellion, just completely stifle dissent with ease. You people don't understand. Time is running out. Time is absolutely running out. They have the technology to keep control, but they don't have the legislation per se. They don't have enough people on board. They don't have enough people dumbed down. They haven't turned enough people to the dark side or the Antichrist side in order for them to truly control things. And they're working toward that. They just can't do it overnight. They have to incrementally do it. They have to do it exactly how they're doing it. That's what all this conspiracy is about. It is about stopping a massive group of Christians from getting a fair shake and turning people to anti-Christian ideologies. They love it when you become a Buddhist. They love it when you become an atheist. They love it when you become a quote-unquote scientist or Scientology or scientific racism, a Buddhist, a racist. They love it when you become gay. They are doing all these things at once. There's all these anti-Christian agendas working in concert to hold down the Christian man and his potential Muslim allies. Period. You know, but at the same time, it's a lot more threatening. And you consider those things in combat. Okay, I think that's all I really wanted to speak on. Okay, so when you have this kind of military knife, I'm fighting someone in the military. Quickly address my enemies. You know, I also have the option to